Okay, so sales is a very important part of personal training. I was speaking to a young trainer the other day, and he was just he was a bit uncertain of how to sell himself. He's just started off in personal training, and the gym he's at, everyone pretty much charges $80 per hour or $80 per session. And he's like, Jono, I don't know if people are going to pay that. It's quite expensive. It's just one session. I'd never pay that for one session. And I said, yeah, look, fair enough. But what you can do to make it look more attractive or make it more attractive is get away from charging per session and give them a package. So what I said to him, he said, you know, I'm going to charge pretty much $80 per session or per hour. And what I said is, yeah, that's all right. But the way I would break it down is I would say, instead of $80 per session, let's make that $80 per week. All right, and what you get for that $80, you're going to get 2 PT sessions. So they're actually going to be half an hour sessions, but they don't need to know that right away. All they need to know is they're going to get 2 sessions. Okay, so they get 2 half-hour sessions. They're also going to get 1 boot camp session. We'll get to that a bit later, but they're going to get that. They're also going to get a home program. So let's say, for example, they're doing two sessions with you. They're doing 1 boot camp session. They're probably going to train another 1-2 times a day. So you're going to need to give them, 1-2 times a week. So you're going to give them a home program for that. You're also going to give them some nutrition guidelines. You're also going to give them, depends how you word this, but some sort of complimentary or some sort of monthly goal session or appraisal session, or something where you sit down with them and you set goals, and you also do their weigh-ins or their measurements and that sort of thing there. And optional, you can also give them a freebie, whether it be a free skipping rope, which costs about $2, or a TRX, that's a little bit more, it's about $40 on eBay, but you can then use these for your home program. Or boxing gloves. You know, all this stuff you can pick up cheap for $20, $30, $40 on eBay, and you give it to your clients for free. So what you can say, instead of being $80 per session, they're paying $80 per week, but you get 2 PT sessions, 1 boot camp session, a home program, nutritional guidelines, a complimentary monthly goal setting session, and a free skipping rope. Okay, that sounds 100 times better than $80 per session. Okay, if you're selling to someone and you're selling $80 per session, and the other trainer in the gym is selling that there, everyone is going to go for that. Even though it's essentially the same thing, this looks 100 times better. Okay, let's break that down. Yeah, all right, 2 PT sessions. They're only half an hour session, so it's the same thing. Okay, that guy's doing an hour for 80. You're doing 2 half-an-hour sessions, so it's the same thing there. You're not wasting any more of your time. That boot camp session, we'll get to that in a second, but every single personal trainer should be running a boot camp, even if it's only for your PT clients. Okay, even if you don't have anyone extra in there, and you've got 5 personal training clients, and you bring all of them along to your boot camp, it's still only 1 hour of your time. Okay, you're still only giving up 1 hour of your time. But for every single client that you get, they get an extra session in there. Okay, so for them it sounds way better. Instead of getting 1 session with this person here, they're getting 3 sessions with you. Okay, so you should give away that 1 session at a boot camp, and you can charge for it. Okay, you can say if you're not a personal training client, it's $20 per session, but if you're one of my clients, you get it for free. Your home program, you only need to do that once. You just write 1 basic home program, and you give that to all your clients. It's something simple. It's 3 sets of 10 push-ups, and then 3 sets of 10 squats, and then 3 sets of 10 push-ups, and just basic exercises. You give everyone that same basic program to do at home. You only have to do that once, so it's no extra work. Same with those nutrition guidelines. You only have to do that once, and it's no extra work. You do those guidelines once, they're general, and you give them to everyone. Okay? That complimentary monthly session, you just tell your clients to come in 15 minutes early. Okay, so say you usually train them at whatever, 6 a.m. on Monday morning, you say, look, this Monday it's our goal setting session. You come in at 5:45 a.m. and we do go through your goals and we do your measurements. So it's only really 15 minutes extra of your time, okay? That just looks 100 times more attractive than that. And the other thing you can do, let's say, for example, someone's like, oh, look, 80 a week, I'd like to, but it's a bit steep, okay? What you can then say is, all right, look, I do have another package. This is my ultimate package, or this is my fat burning package, or whatever you want to call it. I also have a basic package, which is just the session. So, if you're not too fussed about all of this stuff, we can just do one PT session, which once again is 30 minutes, and we can probably charge 50 for it. All right, so we can say, look, all right, you don't have, 80 is a bit steep, sweet, don't worry about this, we'll just do the 50 per week. All right, so it gives your clients another option, and also with yourself, it's also a good way to upsell them. They might look at that and be like, ooh, it's only an extra 30 bucks a week, and I get that, and that. I might go for it, okay? Or you can add this stuff. You can give them all this other stuff as well, but they only get the one-on-one session, okay? Which is another way to give someone an affordable package. They might be like, wow, I get all of that for just 50 bucks. Bargain. And then further still, someone might say, oh, look, 50 bucks, it's still a bit expensive. All right, sweet. For $20 per week, you can do my bootcamp, which is one session a week. It's a 1 hour session a week. Yeah, there's more people in there, but you still get a session out of that. So that way, whenever you're presenting to anyone, you've got a range of options. You start here, because some people might be keen for that. So before you even show them this, you show them that, and they're like, yeah, that's awesome, 80 bucks, I'll go for that. Someone's, not that impressed on that, sweet, you give them the $50 one, and they get that, your option there. Okay, that's too much, sweet, sell them on the bootcamp. And then same with the bootcamp, you can still give them all of this. You can still say, all right, it's $20 a week for the bootcamp, but you get a home program, nutritional guidelines, complimentary monthly session, and a free skipping rope. Okay? And that, once again, that's even a good way to sell people, okay, who they don't have the money to go for PT sessions. For 20 bucks a week to get a bootcamp and to get all of that is still a good deal, okay? Oh, and sorry, the other thing I forgot to mention, make it like a program, like a package. So it's $80 a week for 10 weeks, okay? That way, it gives everyone a goal, okay? They know I've got, it's a time-based thing. I've got a goal, I've got from here to here, and I've got 10 weeks to do it. Also better for you as a trainer, because it gives you 10 weeks to give them the results. You might be with a client I get heaps of clients, they train for 2 weeks and, they haven't seen results in 2 weeks and they want to quit, If they're for 10 weeks, you get them for that long period of time and they'll see the results, okay? And same with all of these, that's a 10-week program, that's a 10-week program, and it's better for you because it's, your income. Every person you get $800 off, okay? Which is, it's good money for 1 hour a week, for 10 weeks. But that's the basics on how to sell. Thank you.